Name that I don't recognize.
There we go. Okay, start video. Okay, Chloe, you're going to have to go into the other room because we're starting now, okay? So that means you have to go in the other room.
So, Ms. Hughes, I'm going to put you back in the waiting room. I meant to click on a different name, but I'll bring you back shortly.
Okay. Is it? Oh.
Okay, Shannon put us on the record.
What?
This is a matter of Spar versus Cook. Ms. Spar is present. Yeah, I'm good. And Mr. Cook, I don't know if you can hear me or not. Doesn't sound like it. I know we've had trouble with him in the past. Let me try his phone number.
You can't be in. You have to go out.
Ms. Barr, I do not want any children present in room or within hearing.
Okay,
please excuse them from the room.
Okay. You have to go upstairs with Isabel and shut the door, okay?
Well, that didn't ring through. Let me try again.
Hello?
Mr. Cook, this is Judge LaFlamme. We weren't making a connection through the Zoom hearing, so we'll go.
Okay, yeah, I got it on. It's on right now. Can you see me?
I can finally see you, but you couldn't hear me and I couldn't hear you, so.
Okay, yeah, I had to switch screens. I thought before I could hear everything playing. If I had a different screen on, I would just wait and see what was going on.
All right, what we'll do is we'll keep you on the phone and I'll mute your channel just so we don't get any feedback, okay?
Okay, I am looking in there right now. Before I didn't have the screen pulled up. I'm sure it would work, but.
Well, let's see. It looks like it's trying to make an audio connection right now. Let's wait that out and see what happens.
And on my screen, it says call over the internet, and then it says dial in below that.
You got to push call over the internet. Push call over the internet, and you'll be able to hear. Now try it.
Oh. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Mr. Cook, can you?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, it's working now. Okay, we are here on an order that I issued for Ms. Spar to appear and show cause for violation of this court's order. That order was prompted as a result of a letter I received from Jennifer Kaufman, it looks like. A little hard to read her name on the page. Dated February 1st. A copy of that should have been attached to the order to show cause. Did you both receive that?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
So, Ms. Spar, if what she's telling me is true, it would appear to me that you are in violation of the court order that I entered back after the last time you folks were in front of me. Do you acknowledge that you have not made your children available for parenting time through observed parenting time and have not arranged for counseling?
I have done everything that the order told me to do. I have proof of all the phone calls on my phone. I have the recordings of all the phone calls in which I did make to the healing place. There was a problem in the
Hold on
order.
a minute. Hold on a minute. Before I go into great detail, Mr. Cook, have you seen your children?
No, I have not. And she has refused to set up Kids Messenger, just like you ordered her to.
We have it set up through Isabel's Isabel
Sure you do.
Messenger, but his phone has us blocked, so he cannot dial Isabel's
Why
Messenger.
haven't you emailed me? I emailed you. That's how we always talk. Why haven't you emailed?
I sent a
Don't
message
give
to
me
your
more lies. I'm so sick of hearing lies.
Hold on, Mr. Cook.
I can't take any more lies, Your Honor. She lied blatantly to this Jennifer Kaufman. She
No.
Mr.
She has
Cook,
in her papers that she lied.
Mr. Cook, we are here today for me to deal with that. Give me a chance, please. Don't talk over me. Let me speak. When I want to hear from you, I will ask you. That goes for both of you. So, I'm going to try to get Ms. Kaufman on the phone right now. Oh, I've got to get IT to fix this. This is ridiculous.
You have reached the confidential voicemail of Dr. Shannon Louder with the Healing Place. Please leave a message and I will return your call as soon as possible. If you have not heard back from me within 48 hours.
Your Honor, I have a recording of the conversation that I had with Jennifer Kaufman, if you'd like to listen to it.
What is the date of the recording?
It was on January the 30th. And I also talked with Shannon Louder, and I have all of my phone records of all the times that I called the Healing Place. And when I talked to the Healing Place yesterday, I recorded the phone conversation that I had with Courtney, where she says, yes, you are in the computer. Yes, you have called. Yes, you have registered these children. But there was an issue with the order. The order does not say anything about OPT. So when I was calling the Healing Place and telling them what my order said, they kept saying to me, we understand that what you need to do, but you have to understand that there is a waiting list. Well, the order doesn't say OPT, so I wasn't asking for OPT. Apparently, these are two different businesses. So when I talked to Shannon Louder last night, she said, I recorded the message that I had with her yesterday. She said, I can see how things got confused. Your order does not say that you have to call OPT. Your order just says that you are to call the Healing Place, which was what I was doing. I did not realize they're two different businesses. So when I was calling the Healing Place, there was a misunderstanding. Well, thankfully, I recorded my conversations to prove what was said. I recorded my conversation with Jennifer Kaufman. She asked me on the phone, she said, are you refusing his supervised parenting time? And I said, no, I am not. And I have a recording of that. And she said to me, she said, would you, because she wanted to, I thought it was an odd conversation because she called me at night on a Saturday. So I didn't think it was her. So I was trying to determine whether or not this was a spoof call because I have been spoofed before. So I was asking her some questions. I didn't want to give out personal information to somebody I didn't know. The number didn't come up as the healing place. It came up as a personal cell phone number, and it was at nighttime on the weekend. So I didn't think it was real. So I said to her, I said, before I make this appointment, I would like you to have Shannon Lauder call me. And she said, okay, I will. Well, Shannon Lauder never called me. So I'm thinking to myself, well, that was a fake phone call. Somebody tried to spoof me and get information. So when I talked to Shannon Lauder, I said, Shannon, and I recorded it. I said, didn't Jennifer Kaufman tell you to call me? And she said, no, she did not. And I said, well, I had the phone conversation. I recorded it. I said, do you want me to send it to you? It specifically says that I didn't want to give out any information. It was a Saturday. It didn't seem like a professional phone conversation. And I said, so I just brushed it off as, because I had already been talking with the healing place. I've got on my phone, I can give you the dates that I talked to them. I talked with them on.
Hold on a minute. I've been reading Ms. Kaufman's letter and trying to make sense of what you're telling me in light of what her letter says.
Okay. I can play the conversation for you if you want.
Hold on a minute. How many times did you talk to her?
Twice.
On what days?
The first time I talked to her was Saturday, January the 30th. And the second time I talked to her was yesterday after I talked to Shannon Lauder. But I called the original time. I'm sorry. The first time I called.
Hold on. In her letter, she says she spoke with you on January 31st. I guess whether it was the 30th or 31st is not of great consequence to me, but she relates an actual conversation with you in which she says Jennifer was abrasive, recorded the call, continued to record the call after being told not to do so. Jennifer stated, in-person visits are not going to happen in the middle of a pandemic.
No.
Jennifer was notified there's case law that prevents her from keeping the children from Carl, and she needed to follow the court order. Jennifer was asked several times what her availability was to start visits, and each time she became agitated and denied parenting time to Carl. Jennifer stated, I was told I would not have to be in person and none of the visits would be in person.
And yes, that is what I was told. That is what I was told from the healing place. But there was a discrepancy, Your Honor. They did not, when I was reading the order to them and calling the healing place, they misunderstood what was to happen. They were thinking every time I was calling the healing place, and I didn't know either. I didn't know I had to ask for something that's called OPT because it's not here. So every time I was calling the healing place and talking to them and leaving, I did leave 2 messages with Shannon Lauder. There was a misunderstanding. Shannon told me last night on the phone, she said, after you just read the order to me, I could see how it could be misunderstood. And no, I did not deny. I specifically told Jennifer Kaufman, I said, she asked me, are you denying his parenting time? And I said, no, not at all. She said, do you want me to call the judge? And I said, no, I'm not. I just want to make sure that this is a real situation. Please have Shannon Lauder call me. And when me and Shannon Lauder talked last night, I recorded the phone conversation between me and Shannon. I said, did she ask you? And she said, no, she didn't.
Do you have that recording of your conversation with Shannon Lauder?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I want you to play it for me now.
Yeah, the Shannon Lauder, it's 30 minutes.
Yes.
Okay. You want me to play it?
we probably won't listen to the whole thing, but I do definitely want to hear what that conversation said. Go ahead.
Okay, would you like to listen to Jennifer Kaufman's first?
I want to hear, if I can
Jennifer
hear,
Kaufman's is only a couple minutes.
please.
Okay.
If I can hear Dr. Louder's, that may be sufficient. If I need to hear the other one, I'll ask you to play that as well. Play me, please, Dr. Louder's.
Okay, I can send it to you if you want. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I will. I have a question for you. The court order. Chloe, I need to go get my speaker because it's going to be hard to hear. Can you hear it? Contact information. He didn't know.
I can hear it.
Didn't know what GAL was. I don't either. It's a guardian ad litem. It's an attorney for the children. Did Judge LaFlamme appoint an attorney for the kids? Not this. No, not that I. Oh. Hold on. Know of? But it's in the order. I don't have it now because I gave it to Jennifer. You know, when I signed it, they put all the paperwork in their box. But hold on. Let me get the order. Said something about. Well, hold on. Let me get the order, and I will see what you're talking about because I don't know what you're saying. Hold on. Are you talking about the order that was wrote on? Hold on. 1 second here. Yeah, 1/11 of 21. Okay, let me see if I can figure out what's going on. Oh, sure. Just a second. It says. See anything in here. You want me to just read it to you? Sure. Okay. So it says, it is further ordered that Chloe and Isabel are immediately referred to the healing place for evaluation and therapy by a therapist chosen by Dr. Shannon Louder. The therapist may either or both parents in each child's therapy as the therapist. Sorry, my phone is so overloaded. It stops occasionally. It's rebuffing itself. I just don't have any space left on it, so it. Let me try to switch the Wi-Fi on this phone and see if I log into the other Wi-Fi, it'll come up better. We have two Wi-Fis, one for our house and one for the girls' Chloe's tablet because we don't have very good Wi-Fi. So it just depends on what room you're in. Okay, I logged into a different Wi-Fi and let me pull the video back up and see if it'll play where it was at. At a minimum, any fear either child may have about visiting their father and any parental alienation that may have occurred by either parent. It is further ordered that supervised. Hold on, Your Honor. Chloe?
I can hear it.
Here. You have to stay out of here. The judge ordered that you stay out of here. You have to go upstairs.
I was giving you the stress ball.
Thank you for the stress ball. That was very kind. But you have to stay upstairs. Thank you.
Welcome.
Sorry.
Immediately by the healing place for the father, but separately with each girl at the cost to be shared equally with both parents. Weekly visits shall continue until further ordered, but after 2 visits, the supervisor shall report to the court separately for each child. Any significant observations from the visit and whether it would be appropriate for supervised parenting time to resume. Following receipt of the reports, the court will issue an order concerning the resumption and unsupervised parenting time. Any failure of the mother to make either child available for parenting time will result for a day in jail. That the mother shall install Kids Messenger on a device that is readily accessible to each child and shall provide Mr. Cook with that contact information so that Mr. Cook may directly contact with his kids. That the mother shall provide the father with immediate access to each girl's school records and medical records. And then it just says it is further ordered that either parent shall speak negatively about the other parent to either child. That's all it says.
What else? Something about.
I don't know what that would be.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what that would be.
I can tell you that makes perfect sense why Jennifer asked about the doctor and the school, why their name, because it says that Dad should have access. And she was meant to give to him because he's supposed to know.
Yeah, and he knows who their doctor is, and I've informed their doctor, and he knows what schools they go to. He's been on Chloe's school records the whole time she's been in school.
Well, but it was in the order, so that's why, you couldn't understand why she was asking you that stuff, and that didn't really make sense to me either. But now when you read it, that's why she was, facilitating what was in the order.
Right.
That's what.
I'm not a liar, Shannon.
I
don't tell lies. I want you to know that first off. I don't make up things that are not true. My children are honest. My children don't make up lies either. And I smell a fish.
All right, now, Miss Spar, you could stop it. I do see. I found out when I dialed the number that I was always given for OPT. It dials into Dr. Lauder's personal cell phone, and all I could do is leave a message.
That was what
it could be. It could be the brochure that I have is outdated. So let me back up. I understand the confusion that was created. So what was your last communication with observed parenting time as opposed to a healing place?
Okay, so I know what OPT means now. It's a separate business that Shannon Lauder has. It's still part of the healing place, and we still go to the healing place, but it's not a form of therapy. It's separate from therapy. It's a supervised person that goes.
Ma'am, I know all of that. Okay, I know all of that. But apparently you didn't, and now you do. I appreciate that. So. Back to my question. What was your last communication with observed parenting time about setting up visits for Mr. Cook?
They go today at 3:30.
Mr. Cook, are you aware of that? I'm going to unmute you.
Yeah, I am aware of that. She, ran around frantic and make sure after she disobeyed all your direct orders, then she finally said yes. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so there is a visit scheduled for today.
Yes, there is.
All right. The next question, Ms. Spar, is counseling set up?
Yes, that was set up. I called them way back in November, and I've been
lying.
Hold on.
I cannot take any more lies.
Stop.
I have the video that when I spoke to Courtney.
I don't want a video, ma'am.
Yeah,
listen to my very specific question.
They are set up for
you
counseling.
have?
Yes.
Okay. When?
They start their counseling on Monday, and Eric apologized to me yesterday and
All
said
right, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I want you to go forward and start these visits and start the counseling. I will reserve any potential penalty for what's happened. I do see that there was confusion. I get that, and I see why. I will do my best to try to find out why we've got these two different phone numbers, and let's go with the visits. I'm going to withhold any kind of judgment on the contempt of court.
Your Honor, can I please say something before you hang up on me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. She didn't. There was no confusion. Number one, they completely told me that she has not called here. I called there. I didn't say no PTO anything. I had to talk to two different counselors. There's two different sections, yes, but when you call there, you got to talk to both sections. You don't get to just talk to one. And when you call, you get routed right in. It's all a complete lie. You once again are enabling her and letting her get away with it. There's no point to any of this. I've been, Your Honor, I have been in front of the. You get
Mr. Cook? Mr. Cook, I hear you.
I've been in front of the court 54 times. You have done nothing for me. Nothing. This is absolutely worthless. 54 times. She's been in contempt 2 or 3.
As I indicated, wow.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Wow.
He has a violent temper, and this is what he does to his kids when his kids do not agree with every
All right,
word.
ma'am, I'm not going to hold you in contempt today.
Thank you.
I am concerned about some of the things that the person you did speak with reported that you said. I'm going to hold off on doing anything about that. The main thing is I want the visits to start. I'm glad to see that they're starting today. I want them to continue. I think clearly now OPT and Healing Place understand what their task is. You need to follow through with this counseling, and we'll see where this leads. I expect full cooperation from both of you.
Okay.
That concludes our hearing.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Cook.
I'm just telling you, Your Honor, you gave her what she wanted. Exactly. Me having parenting time when I did nothing, especially.
All right, Mr. Cook, I brought you back in because I wanted to say something to you. I watched your display of temper, sir. I saw you hit that computer screen with your fist. I am very concerned about that. We will see how this counseling and parenting time goes. And I'll decide at a future date whether or not there will be any further consequences. That concludes our hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Wow. All right, we're going to have to get it. So this is the brochure I've got for observed parenting time.
Yep.
And in fact, the letter I got here that's connected to the order to show cause uses that same number. But when I called that number just now,
Right to that voicemail to the doctor.
personal voicemail of Dr. Lauder.
I'll look into it, Judge.
So if I should be using a different phone number, clearly it created confusion. I understand that. Not that mom's innocent in all of this, but clearly I understand why the confusion was. She didn't understand that I said supervised visits and counseling. I know Healing Place does both. But for whatever reason, one side doesn't know what the other side's doing. So
okay.
I wanna make sure that when I send people over there in the future,
That we're
I'm giving them the right contact number.
Okay, sure thing.
So let's try to figure that out. If there's another phone number for contacting observed parenting time, I want that. If there's another phone number for contacting a Healing Place, I want that. Because one does counseling, the other does supervised parenting time. It's not the same people.
Gotcha.
Okay, Ms. Hughes, this is a matter of Hughes versus Short. I do not have, well, I've got someone logged in. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I've got someone logged in as Rachel Candelario. Do you recognize that name?
No, Your Honor.
Do you know what Mr. Short's wife or girlfriend's name is?
It's Ashley Taylor.
All right. Oh, okay. I know who that is now. All right. Mr. Short isn't here. Did you notify him?
I was not informed that I needed to notify him for this. The county clerk sent me the order, and it was under my impression that it was being sent to him. They did not inform me I needed to notify him.
Yes. Well, that's why he's not here, because he didn't get notice. So you would ask for what's called an ex parte order. I don't know who told you to do that.
I don't know. I was just
I don't
order
issue
from the clerk's office.
there's a motion regarding custody that you filed, and at the top of it, somebody has handwritten ex parte.
Yeah, I don't know.
EXPARTE. You didn't write that on it?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
When you had the blank form to fill out, did it already have those words written at the top?
No, it did not.
So when you turned it in, it didn't have ex parte written on it?
No, it did not.
All right. Thank you for answering that for me, because I've been wondering why this keeps happening, and I now know where to go to address the problem. So I can't hold a hearing without him having notice of it. And normally when you file a motion, it is your obligation to notify Mr. Short that you have a motion that you want to have heard by the court. The party who files a motion is obligated to notify the other party. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to make you refile. I'm going to reschedule this. I will make sure that he gets notice so that he's here, and we'll try to do it again next Thursday. Okay?
Can we attempt to call him on the phone now to see if we can do it?
I don't want to thrust. I want him to have it in writing, to know what it is you're requesting. It's not fair to him for me just to call him to spring this on him. He's entitled to advance notice of a motion. So I'm going to make sure he gets that, and we'll see you back here next week.
So am I just putting on the back
Okay.
next week then?
Yeah, set it for 10:30, Shannon. All right, and sorry for the confusion, ma'am. We will see you next week, and we will give you a chance to be heard, okay?
All right, thank you.
Who's gonna send out notices for that?
Peter's going to.
Oops. Okay, Thursday, February 18th at 10:30 on our docket.
So Shannon, who is DS? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I can't even make it out. Can you tell whose initials these are?
DS is the case name.
Right. I realize that.
Looks like BW to me, but
That's who wrote ex parte at the top of this. But do you remember me asking you multiple times, who keeps
Me?
telling me? Yes. Who keeps telling these people to write ex parte on their motions?
no, I don't.
Because you don't pay attention when I talk to you, that's why.
I pay as much attention as you pay me. So that's how much attention I pay you.
The clerk's office is doing that.
Well, I guess you'll have to say something to Carrie Ann.
Yeah, I guess I will. Jeez. All right, one more before I go on a rampage.
I've got two more.
I only have one more that I have people here for.
Is it the PPO?
Candelario versus Adkins. Rachel Candelario, you can hear me?
Yes, this is her. I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry to keep you waiting. We've had a very busy morning.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for seeing me.
Okay, let's see. You are seeking sole legal and physical custody. Looks like Mr. Atkins has told you that he's not opposing this. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. In fact, he's allowing you to keep the child and has been doing so for a substantial period of time.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what I'm going to do is issue a temporary order. Normally, I need to take testimony to make a change of custody. But if I'm doing it as a temporary order, I only have to actually take testimony if he opposes. So he will get an order that says he's got a certain period of time to object to the order. If he doesn't object, there's nothing to worry about. You will have achieved the relief that you need. If he does, then we'll come back here and I'll make a record if I have to. Okay?
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. That sounds good.
Yeah, you're welcome. We will get that order out.
Okay.
Have a good day, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You too. Bye-bye.